Hello, it's Gordon here, and this Facebook Live I've called "If Winning Isn't Everything, Why Do They Keep Score?" And your first reaction might be, good question. Well, in fact, that might be your second reaction. Your first reaction might be, what is that on your head, Gordon? And I'll tell you what it is. It's an NFL hat. Because that quote, "If winning isn't everything, why do they keep score?" was from Vince Lombardi, a legendary NFL coach. And in fact, the Super Bowl, they play for the Lombardi Trophy. And this hat, I should have worn it in my other NFL related videos, really, shouldn't I? I just saw it when I was going to do the video. And I thought, I am talking a bit off the cuff in this video, which I'll come to in a minute. But I saw it lying there because it's a bit cold here in the UK. So I've been wearing it. Believe it or not, I actually wear this out in public. London, October 2014. I went to see the Atlanta Falcons against the Detroit Lions at Wembley, NFL in London. And I've been wearing it every winter since because it's actually a really warm hat. So yeah, this video is going to be quite interesting because it covers a self-improvement, goal achievement and wealth creation, turning passions into profits. But I'm not relaying a point that I've already written or covered in a video or an article previously. So I'm going a little bit off-piste, a little bit off the cuff, making it up as I go along, more than I normally do, believe it or not. But I sort of know what I'm going to say. And that's the thing, if you're creating content, and by the way, let me tell you now that you might have noticed I've been creating a lot more Facebook Lives. And to do with turning passions into profits, that is following on from an idea that's been put over for free by Frank Kern. A chap called Frank Kern, who is a massive name in the internet marketing field. And he's been extolling the value and showing his results of doing live videos, which is why I've been doing more Facebook Live videos. So that's why I wanted to get this one done. So yes, Vince Lombardi, coach of the Green Bay Packers, they won the first 2 Super Bowls, and he had some tactical innovations and a lot of motivational quotes. And after he passed away, they named the trophy the Lombardi Trophy, and they've been playing for it in the Super Bowl ever since. So yes, his quote, "If winning isn't everything, why do they keep score?" And it is a good question, isn't it? And obviously, in sport, if you don't have a score and you're not trying to win, then it's not proper sport, is it? Is it? It's not, is it? It's more like an exhibition game. Like in the NFL, for example, it would be the Pro Bowl, where nobody cares who wins. It'd be like watching the Harlem Globetrotters, for example, or a testimonial match in football. If it doesn't matter who wins and you're just playing for the fun of it, then you're going to lose, obviously, the competitive edge. And it's the competitive edge which makes sport theatrical and captivating and mesmerising and watchable. And sport only makes money at the elite level and the massive money level because it's watchable. So it is a product. If you take away the competitive edge, you take away the product. And also, of course, if winning doesn't matter and you're not going to keep score, are you going to put in that extra yard in training? Well, no, you're not, are you? Because it doesn't matter. So something has to matter for you to put in that extra yard. And that's the goal achievement, self-improvement point, that you've got to have a target. And the target is, in sport and the NFL, with regards to Vince Lombardi quote, is to win. So in sport, winning is everything. Now, if you take that to life, and you can say, hang on, if you have a winning is everything approach, then you're going to stomp all over everything and you're going to lose integrity somewhere along the way. Because you're going to get the less integrity you have, actually, you can get some real competitive edges. You don't have to lose integrity to gain a competitive edge, by the way, but a lot of people who will get a competitive edge in life are doing it through a lack of integrity. And obviously, I've spoken about this a lot. I'm all about the integrity. That's got to be a foundation behind everything you do. So yes, you've got to set your target. So in the 5 key areas of life that I would call health, wealth, career, relationship and lifestyle, think about your targets, because one of the steps in my 8-step goal achievement formula is to define your goal. Because if you don't define it, A, how will you know when you've got there? And B, how can you work out the plan of how to get there? So, as Vince Lombardi asks, if winning isn't everything, why do they keep score? Well, if you haven't, you've got to have a score to go to win. You've got to have a goal to go for. Something else I said on the goal achievement front, sounds like a bit of a paradox, but bear me out, is that you might not get to your goal. Sounds a bit odd for someone who's always going on about goal achievement and self-improvement, that you might not achieve it. Well, that's life, isn't it? I'm not one of these people putting out a message saying it will absolutely, definitely, 100% guaranteed happen if you think about it or take action. No. Thinking something into existence, I'm really not a fan of that. I am a fan of taking action, but there aren't guarantees that the action will always lead to the goal that you desire. That's life, I'm afraid. Circumstances will just come and do that to us. So once you've set your target and you put in the work and the effort and that extra yard to get there, you have to accept that you might not get there. But you've got to have that target. Winning has got to be everything in that sense. Now, come to this point about, oh well, winning is everything, sod everyone else, stamp over everyone else, it's all about me. No. Because then if you move towards your goal and you don't get there, or it's the journey that's important. Now obviously Vince, in the context of the NFL, saying the journey doesn't matter at all, it's all about results. But in life, those 5 key areas, the journey, in my view, not only does matter, the journey has to matter. Because getting to that goal, you're going to be living your life as the journey. So the goal can't be everything. The journey has to mean something. The journey has to be about heading towards the goal that means something to you, that brings out your passions, your joys, the real authentic you. And if you do that as part of the journey, then you could argue, and I think you'd be right, that in that case, winning isn't everything. But you are still going to be keeping score because you've set your goal, you've worked out where you are compared to your goal, how to get there, and you're ticking off your progress as you go along. So in that respect, winning doesn't have to be everything, but you are certainly keeping score. Obviously in sport, that's not good enough. You could be the most spectacular team to watch and really good fun, but if you lose all the time, no. Whereas if you're a boring team that grudges out the results but wins everything, well, which do you think is going to have the bigger fan base and the bigger following? You've got to win something at the end of the day. So, I did say I was talking off the cuff, didn't I? That's the goal achievement, self-improvement side. Now, if we talk about turning passions into profits, and you can find out more about this in the book I wrote called Facebook Passion Profits. You can find that at fbpassionprofits.com. Let's go back to this rather fetching NFL hat that I'm wearing. Because obviously I paid for this, and it wasn't that cheap, I can tell you, because it's official NFL merchandise, and you expect to pay a few extra bucks for official gear. Now, I could buy this online and I can promote it to other people online and get commission. And I'm going to be honest, when I first had my first breakthrough with turning my passions into profits online, it was to do with sport. And not only was it to do with sport, it was to do specifically with the NFL. All right, and it wasn't NFL woolly hats, I can tell you. But I will tell you exactly what it was in my book, Facebook Passion Profits, which you can see at fbpassionprofits.com. So I like the whole money aspect of spending money for official merchandise. So yes, Vince Lombardi, if winning isn't everything, why do they keep score? A great point. And you can find out more about what I think the 5 key areas of life about keeping score and whether winning is everything or not in my Transform Your Life Now training, which covers those 5 key areas: health, wealth, career, relationships, lifestyle. That program called Transform Your Life Now, you can see at transformyourlifenow.com, or my book, facebookpassionprofits.com. So there we go. I was speaking off the cuff a bit more in this video. That's a polite way of saying slipping into waffle mode. Because these Facebook Lives that I've been doing more of lately, I've tried to keep them short and snappy and under 10 minutes. And they've tended to be around the 8-9 minute range. But this one's already 12, nearly 13 minutes. So I'm getting on to 50% more. And that comes from me waffling and talking more off the cuff, rather than being a bit more structured and a bit more knowing what I'm going to say beforehand, which is what I've done in my previous Facebook Lives. But I wanted to do it like this today for 2 reasons. One is to show that actually anyone can just hit record on their phone or computer or device and start talking. Anyone can actually do that. And you might get nervous about it when you first start and you might stumble, but the more you do it, the better you're going to get, the more comfortable that you're going to get. So with me talking a bit more off the cuff, I wanted to demonstrate that actually anyone can do it. There's nothing to be scared of. And the second reason I wanted to go a little bit longer today is as part of this experiment with Facebook Lives, to see whether if you make your video longer, is Facebook going to show it to more people, and is it going to get therefore seen by more people, either live or on the replay, if you talk a little bit longer. Does that make sense? Because at the moment, with these videos that I've been doing about 8 or 9 minutes, that isn't long enough for the Facebook algorithms to kick in and to start sharing it and notifying it around Facebook to get people watching it live and engaging live. So it will be interesting to see what happens as I go a little bit longer. And what I might do, again following on from Frank Kern, who is promoting the idea of Facebook Lives, he often does like a 25, 30 minute Facebook Live, which I might try at some point. I mean, I've done Facebook Lives over an hour in one of my groups and my personal profile. I haven't done one that long on the Transform Your Life Now page yet, but it might be coming. If you've got something that you'd like me to talk about and you think that you could get engaged with. So what do you think? Will you be watching the Super Bowl this weekend? Do you watch the NFL at all, or sport? What do you think about Vince Lombardi's quote? If winning isn't everything, why do they keep score? I like it because it's a thought-provoking quote, and that's the kind of thing that Vince Lombardi was good at. Okay, signing off for now. Hope all is well with you. Wishing you as ever health and happiness, and I will speak to you again soon.